podcast. Today, we talking about girls. Alright, and we doing this hobby, so I be seeing them YouTubers do these hobbies, bruh. It's pretty easy. So, girls live in hell, right? Oh, I freaking suck. I suck at this. Girls, they're cruel. Okay, I'll just say that. Like, I just got a text from my ex, and then she was all like, "This is the taco place. What would you want?" And I said, "Yo, what up, shawty? Give me a Glock." Then I hung up. Yeah, I'm just kidding on today's topic. We're just gonna talk about a ton of stuff. Normally, we would have some friends on the cast with me. But, you know. But, you know. So, yeah, have you, yeah, so, mother. So, no mother. Alright, so since y'all know I get all the girls, I'll give y'all some advice. Actually, you know what? We just gonna have this be a podcast. Let it take us wherever it wants to take us, you know. There we go. So, you know, so my summer has been pretty crappy. You know, summer's supposed to be good, you know, school and stuff, but my summer has been terrible. It's been meh, actually. I was in Oklahoma for 3 weeks at the start of the summer, and I was visiting, like, my grandma and grandpa and stuff. But, of course, when my mom say I can't ride no bike, me and my bro go riding bikes. I don't tell him that she said no, because I want to know ride bikes. So I'm standing up, no hands, and I'm standing, no hands. Remember this is the crazy part. So I'm good. I got good balance. So, and I've done it before, so I was fine. I see a yield sign and I was going pretty fast, so I hit the front brakes, being stupid. And then all of a sudden, the brakes fall off, going between the crevice of the bike body and the tire. And then I did a Superman over the handlebars, 360 no scope pretty much, and I destroyed my chin, bruh. I would throw up some pictures, but I don't have that type of editing, so yeah. But it was bloody. And then we got a note from my grandma to read, if I can find it. My room. Alright, I found it, boys. Alright, it says God's promises is just a Bible verse. And then this is what she wrote. We call her Mima, just so y'all know. She wrote, "Chase, I'm so sorry you had a bike accident, but I'm so proud of how strong you were at the hospital. I looked strong at the hospital, but what they didn't know is I was shaking shaking bacon, you know. And then she's like, I had a blast with you, and glad you were here for 3 weeks this summer. I hope you have a fun summer camping. You were my sweet, funny, and courageous boy. I love you, Mimo. Alright, so, yeah, that's that. Throw that somewhere where I don't know. So when someone comments down below, what do you mean the bike crash? I don't find it, so I don't have to explain it again. But anyway, yeah. So that's how my summer started out. I was 3 weeks into the summer. And I gotta go to this place with some baddies. And you know your boy is gonna try and riz one of them baddies. He ain't care he got a girl. She broke out. And okay. Let's call this girl Kai. So my mom's friends with Kai's mom, and Kai is 15, and y'all know how old I am. I'm 11. I'm 11, bruh. So we all like, oh yeah, we're just friends, bro. We just friends. She way older than I am, bruh. But as Grant says, age is just a number. Grant don't give a flip. If she's 30, he's still doing the D with her. He ain't giving two craps. No. But anyway. Ooh, does it say how many fatalities I had? No, good. So, me and Kai, we're chilling. We chilling. Alright. And then I want to do this little roller coaster that's in the place we're at. So I get in my seat. And I'm ready to go alone, being the depressed little guy I am. And then she slides into the seat next to me. And then she smiles at me and says, "You ready?" And then I'm like, hell yeah. You know I am. Then she lowers her handlebar. And I feel something in my gut. A feeling, I think I got a chance, bruh. Even though she's gonna get married to my brother. It's not gonna lie. They both 15. But y'all know age is just a number, so anyway, I'm ready. We about to do this roller coaster. And it's a spin coaster. Like one of those ones where it spins around and stuff. Like that. Like how I'm doing. And then she ain't scared. Neither am I. I've gone to Six Flags. I've done the Poltergeist. And on the Poltergeist, I started acting like freaking Maverick, bro. I was like, yo, Goose, what's good, my gang? Whenever someone screamed, I said, shut up. It's not even scary. Although the Poltergeist, and that was on the Poltergeist. And on the Poltergeist, it's pretty much the tracks touching. Like, a foot above your head is the little track. And you going, oh, dang. And it's pretty much just a ton of, it's like, it looks like if a kid scribbled in a roller coaster to real life, bruh. And it goes, I was about to say Mach 3, but that sounds a little fake. It went 0 to 70 in 1 second, bruh. So y'all know I was having fun. But anyways, back to the spin coaster, which was really freaking slow. So I'm like, I think I got a chance with this girl. I think I got a chance with Kai. She's talking to me. She's like, this is kind of fun, Chase. Don't you agree? And I say, nah, bro, this roller coaster kind of crappy. And she's like, honestly, yeah, I agree. But let's just say your boy didn't score her. Your boy almost did, but wasn't close enough. And let's just say my brother did score her. Let's just say that's my experience with a baddie. Although I am now dating a baddie. My girlfriend. Thank God she ain't subscribed to me. I think she ain't. If she is, I'm cooked. I'm cooked, dog. If my girl subscribed to me, bruh, I'm cooked. Oh. Oh. So anyways, yeah, that story with the baddie. So, yeah. And I'm dating a baddie currently. This was an older baddie. Yeah, I remember my first crush like it was yesterday, bro. Yeah, she was 3. I was 3 too. I was 3 too, bro. Her name, let's just say, well, let's just make up a name. Her name was Bella in this scenario. So, I go up to Bella one day. I forget how I knew her. And I'm like, yo, will you be my girl? And she like, bet, bro, I'm bet. So we start dating. And we happy. We're the happiest 3-year-old couple alive, bro. So, it's not like Change where he caught her with another guy. This is worse. I was friends with this one dude who was also her friend. So then, one day I walked downstairs and she's chatting with him. And he says, I'm moving to Hawaii, bro. And he says that to her. And then she says, oh yeah, I am too. How about we live together? And that crushed my little tiny 3-year-old heart. From the 3 years I had alive, that was the worst pain I felt. The worst pain imaginable, bruh. Heartbreak. But y'all know your boy came back a few years later. And that's a story for a different day, although this is gonna be a pretty long episode. So I guess I'll just say it. So, there I was, sitting in class. It's my first day at this new school, Pioneer Peak Elementary. I'm in 3rd grade at this time. And I'm like, yo, it was good, my gangs. What's good? Then a blonde girl comes in, and she was a baddie blonde girl. Just saying. I've seen her a few times before, and she still looks at me the way she did all those years ago. So there I was in 3rd grade. I walk up to her and I'm like, yo, what's good? You wanna go Lego my ego? And then she says, what's that mean? And I'm like, hell, I don't know, I just heard it in a commercial. So next thing you know, me and her become friends. Good friends too. And then I'm one of those weak kids. And then one day, some sicko kid walked up to me and bit my arm. And he was my friend too. So I ain't felt that kind of betrayal since that one girl felt. So I forget about him. And I put all my attention on this girl. And I say, yo, I really like you. And then she says, I like you too. Hey, we didn't date though, that's a sad thing, but I say we did. Because we technically did go on a date. after school one day, I was on the swings bored as hell. And then she walks up to me and gets on the swing next to me. And she says, "Hi, Chase." And I say, "Yo, what's good, my girl?" Yeah, I can see her blush some. So I'm like, yeah, I'm in, bro. I'm in. I ain't getting no more friend zones. Then, all of a sudden, I decide I got the balls to jump off the swing, bruh. I got them balls. So, I jump off the swing and I go about 5 feet. And I'm like, that was pretty fun. So I say, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna start doing that. Next thing you know, it's gonna be a professional sport, bruh. That's what I said to her. It didn't become a professional sport. It should have, though. It should have. It's way better than freaking golf. Although golf got Happy Gilmore, Tiger Woods, all of that. Jack Arnold or whatever it is. Something Arnold. But anyway, yeah, that's my story with girls. And now, I'm dating a freaking volleyball world champ. She's on a plane right now going somewhere. I forgot where. I'm pretty sure it's Seattle. Just for a volleyball game that she's playing in, bro. And it's like, she in the big leagues too. She already got a college scout looking for her. And then me, I'm just a good for nothing streamer, bruh. Except for my 13 subscribers, those guys are my world. Except for her, she also my world. She also my world. But yeah, that's my story with girls. You know what, editor, aka me? I don't know how to edit streams, but throw up a picture of her. I don't have a picture of her on my editing tool thing. I forget what it is. On my phone or whatever. I do have a picture on my actual phone, but on my work stream phone, nah, bruh. I don't. Because all I focus on there is editing. That's where I make all my shorts on. Pretty sure it's like an iPod. One of the originals too, bruh. Ooh. I'm gonna get some. Anywho. Yeah, bruh. It's my story with a girl. With the girls. But anyway. I got a best story ever. You all gonna love this story. It's about my ex. So she cheated on me with my best friend, bro. He was happy about it too. He was like finally getting that revenge for cheating on him with his other girl, Ivy. And I said, you know what? I'm gonna fight this hoe. I'm gonna fight this hoe at the dance. Because there was a dance that night, bro. So I say, I'm gonna fight him at the dance tonight, bro. And I say that to all my group of friends. And we start going over to the other side of the field and we start fighting each other. Training pretty much. And she looks over and says to their recess monitor, they're making a fight club to fight this guy. And I was like, what the hell does she mean? We just getting ready to fight him. It's not a club. We just friends, bro. We just friends. But this dude also said something crazy that he started being rude to everybody except for my girl, bro. And he said to my bros, because their dad died when they were younger. This made my bros cry though. Pissed me the hell off. He said to them, he has the balls to say this. I can't believe it. He's so tiny. He's a midget, bro. But anyway, he said to them, I know why y'all so rude. They're not rude. But he said, I know why y'all so rude. Because your dad ain't allowed to teach y'all manners. So I decided to judge the case, bro. like they my bros, they my brothers. I gotta look out for them. So, what is this? How do I get this? But anyway, so then I'm like, yo, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Did he actually say it? I say to the victims of this case, and they say, yeah, he did, bro. He did. And we were friends too. We was friends too. And I say, yeah. And then I started chant up. We chant new kid's house, and then he runs off crying, bro. My girl went up to him, crouched down next to him, and was like, yo, you good, bro? And started rubbing him, and I swear I saw her kiss his cheek, bro. I swear to God I did. Famous volleyball. Well, she ain't famous yet. So look her up. You might be able to find her, but it's possible. But anyways, y'all, that's my story with my girl. So now I'm gonna tell some good stories. BB gun, in case someone came up to us with some, because a BB gun would kill them, most likely. Now we had some CO2 in there, so it was powerful. And then we saying we finna get these guys if anyone comes to us. And then and then we get there, and I look at some windows, and I go, boys, you might call me a menace, but I kind of want to shoot out some windows. And they say, you too, bro? And I say, heck yeah. And yeah, bro, just went on from there. We decided to go into this one house, this one little cabin that was locked up, so no one lived there. It was abandoned. So I took a BB gun, put my gloves on, my combat gloves on, and shot out both the layers of the window next to the door handle, and I unlocked it from the outside. From the inside, I unlocked it. But yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick, so I'm gonna pause the stream. Pause. Alright, boys, we back. Sorry if that took a minute, but... Anyways. My girl. She pretty good to me, but... we gonna talk about my career, bro. Not my music career. My ghost career. We gonna talk about the scariest moments that's ever happened. Off camera and on camera. So I'll start off with on camera. So one time I was investigating in the Connex with the boys, and I look around with the EMF meter. It spikes to red instantly. I'm good. Nice. Move it some, then it goes back to green. Move it back to where it was red, back to red. So I'm all like, y'all, this is kind of sketchy. But me and the boys, since we got nothing else to live for, we still go. Then I say, Lucifer, Lucifer, Lucifer. And if y'all don't know who Lucifer is, you dumb. Read the Bible. Lucifer is a fallen angel, bruh. Lucifer is the devil. And then well, actually, no, this didn't happen on camera. I don't know what scary things happen. Yeah, we caught on camera. But I'll start with the time I played the Ouija board and Grant got cursed. Well, possessed. So we were playing the Ouija board. So we hear some noises. We don't think about it much. But we heard the noises. So then we're like, oh crap, right? Grant, you good? Because Grant starts acting, we're like twitching, not talking, nothing like that. And he's a yapper. He is the yappest person I know besides me. He and my mom at a dinner. So I say, yo, bro, you good? You good, bro? And he said, yeah. And then he just starts twitching, bro. And then later, it goes back to normal. Anyways, then is the time we played a ring around the devil's chair, which was terrifying, by the way, because it's just pitch black behind you. So, me and the boys, we go to the Connex. Evan's on his way. Me, Grant, and Daniel, we go to the Connexes. We got Grant's BB gun. We're trying to be menaces. There's old cars. We shoot out the windows and stuff. You know, casual stuff. And then I look inside one of the Connex, and I see something that scared the absolute crap out of me, bro. The devil's chair. Old rocking chair in their Connex. We call it the devil's chair though. It's right there, and it's kind of slowly rocking. It's rocking, but barely, and it's really slow. So I'm like, yo, boy, what's going on over here? How'd that get there? Thought it was up on the shelf. And then Daniel says, oh, my bad, forgot to tell y'all. My dad sat in it, and he also got the chills. Because the first time you sit in it, you get the chills. And we like, oh dang, that's good, but also weird. Why is it rocking like that though? And then he says, I don't know, bro, probably the devil or something. So I sit there, and my blood instantly ran cold. It felt like I was glued to the seat. My legs were paralyzed. My whole body went numb. I didn't know what the hell was going on, bro. And then slowly get up, and I'm like, holy crap, bro, that was weird, and a shiver runs down my spine. And then we did faster than ever. And then I say, y'all, we need to play a game. And they say, what's the game? That's all. So it's called Lucifer chair, or it's called Ring Around the Devil's chair, where we all hold hands in a circle. You all know. And since it's pitch black behind us, we don't know what the hell's coming. But we all sit in a circle. And when we each sit in the chair, and we say Lucifer. And when we all say it once, we all leave. And then we do it. And Grant, when he does it, it takes like a minute for him to get out, and he's the last one. And we like, so we did. And I'm like, yo, Grant, you good? He doesn't say anything. And then he grabs his phone and types in his notes. Something said to me, I can't talk or else I'll die. Or else we'll all die. And I said, yo, not again, because this has happened before. And his dead grandpa lifted the curse, saying we had to believe in God. And we all did believe in God. I even had a Bible with me, bro. So I say, how can we fix it? And then he types back, and he types in his notes again. Play the game again. And then I say, oh, great. Because we scared. So we get back into the Connex, and I told we sit down, and I say, Lucifer. And Grant sits down, says it in his head. And then Daniel sits down, says it in his head, says Lucifer. And then we all walk out. Grant, we're all quiet when we walk out for some reason. I don't know why we're always that quiet. And then I say, alright, we did it, Grant, you good? And then he's hot. And we're happy. And then we play it again for fun. And then the same thing happened. Except he hears, and then we play the Ouija board. And then sure, he does the same thing. And then it spells out Corinthians. Wait, no, he's able to talk. It's just the devil says that he's gonna try and he's gonna get us. So then Grant, we all play the Ouija board for fun because we bored. And then Grant says, holy crap. And I say, yo, what's up? And then he says, I know what it means. And then I'm like, I don't know what it means, bro. And then he quickly grabs the Bible we got in the room with us, and he goes to a certain page. I forget what page. And he goes and he says 1 Corinthians, boom. And then I go, oh, that's odd. And then he says, yes. He finds something. And then this is a creepy witch ritual. I guess we did. That kid got rid of the devil for us. It was crazy. So he read the instructions in the Bible how to do it. And then he's like, alright, bro, this is a blood ritual, so just so y'all know.
No battery.
Hold up, my speaker's still on chat. Hold up. So, back to my story. So, hold up, my mom's calling. Hold up, chat.
What are you doing?
Alright, chat, I'm back. So, where were we? Blood ritual. What we did to get rid of the devil. So, Grant read the instructions, as y'all know. And he says, alright, let's go. Or he says, we need sand, we need sand, we need sand. And I'm like, yo, is this part of the ritual? Saying we need sand a lot. And he's like, no, we need sand. And then Daniel says, what kind of sand? And then he says, any kind. So, we walk outside to a certain spot on Daniel's property where there's kind of like dirt / sand. And then he says, this will do. And then he draws across in the sand. And he draws this. Just watch my cursor, whatever. Cross, and then M. And then he grabs his knife. Oh, Grant, what you doing, bro? And then this literally took his breath away, but he did. Well, how it worked. So he cut himself on purpose. Or he had a little cut. Alright, he cut there. And it started bleeding. So he quickly put his finger in the dirt on the cross and then turned blood on it. And then he said, alright, now we wait for a few minutes. So we sit there talking. And we're like, what is this supposed to do? Get rid of him? Get rid of the devil, bro? And he's like, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. And then I'm like, okay. So, yeah. Then I say, bro, this is really crazy. And then all of a sudden he stops breathing. He's still alive. Just, he stops breathing. And he starts like gasping for air. And I go, Grant, you good? And we all go up to him, all like putting our hands on him, like you good? Like checking on him. And then he gets his breath back. And he says, it worked. And then I say, wait, what? And he says you lose breath for a few seconds, and then it means he's gone. He's not gonna hurt you anymore. And I say, alright, well, it's good. We're free. We're free as Jeffrey Dahmer was. No, I'm just kidding. He ain't free. He in hell. Actually, no one knows if he in hell or heaven because he got baptized too. So yeah, but yeah, that was the craziest moment of my life. We drove something, and then there was also the time, our first abandoned exploration. We didn't post this on YouTube, but we all had airsoft guns, hoping it would do something to someone if they came over and tried to mess with us. So this was actually really sad in my opinion. So we walk in this early morning. We walk into the abandoned house, and it's a small house, like a cabin in the woods. And then I look at the living room. It's destroyed, completely destroyed, pretty much. It's still there, but it's just like really messy. Like they tried to pack up, but they didn't have the time. So then I say, bro, this is crazy. And this is our first abandoned house exploration. So then we see a bed on the floor, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. Don't know why there's a bed there, but cool. And we start walking around the house. And I'm like, this is pretty sad. And then we stumbled into the kids' room. Well, we didn't stumble, but we went into the kids' room. And it was so sad. The kid who lived there was named Noah. Had his little finger art on the wall. He made in school. Like, they didn't have enough time to take and grab anything except for themselves. They got evicted, I guess. So I say, you know what? I'm gonna do something stupid. I open up the dishwasher. Everything's still in there in place, just how they left it, and it stinks. And I say, what about someone check the fridge? Everything's still in there, expired. And we're like, bro, this is crazy, bro. They didn't get cleaned out, but all their memories at that house did. Noah's first steps, the lady's first necklace her husband got her. It was so sad. And it's Valentine's Day. It's too close to Valentine's Day, and I need to get my girl something. So we started walking around hoping we can find something for my girl. And I was dating the cheater at the time, and I find something crazy that was worth $4K. And then it's a gold bracelet, 24 karat gold bracelet with something crazy, diamonds. It's got diamonds on it, bro, like real diamonds. So when I gave it to my girl, she said, thank you, I'm gonna take this to a jewelry store and sell it for the money, because she was broke. I said it's yours now, so you can do what you want with it. Yeah, right. How I got into men and stuff. And yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to talk about now. Have y'all, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do, bro. It's so helpful and supportive. Legendary font, permanent. So yeah, bro, I guess I'll just finish this hobby. Have I been playing this? Let's see, hold up. 44 minutes. This game says 45%. I did also have to wait a bit for my character to load in and stuff. This is the first hobby I've done in a long time. And by a long time, I mean since I was about 7. Y'all, I got a good idea. We finna talk about my jet ski accidents. How many times I've almost died on a jet ski. Alright. And we'll start off small to big. So there's only three things. So one, Grant splashed me, and it was a good splash, and I turned to go one way, but my buddy leaned the other. So it started to flip over, and I say, yo, bro, and I say, yo, jump. And then we jump. And we're terrified. We're like, yo, what's gonna happen? Because we're in the middle of the lake. And we quit, and I swim as fast as I can back to it. And then he says, yo, can I drive? Please, let me drive. And I'm like, why? I was doing good. And then he says, I know, bro. And then I'm like, are you blaming me? And then he's like, no, I'm blaming you. I feel safer when I drive. And then I say, I do too. That's why that's why I finna drive. And yeah, that's one time. And then here's the second. Me and Dan, we're on the jet ski. He's about to go back to talk to order some McDonald's to the lake, because we're bored and we're hungry, and his dad's at work, and his mom doesn't know how well she does, but his mom doesn't really want to work. It's also at work, so it's just us three. And then I started doing a 360 in the water because I'm bored. But what I didn't know is that there was water on one side, like a ton of water on one side. And the worst part, it was a sea-doo spark trick. So it was one of the really expensive kinds too, that his parents bought. It was the one his brother bought. His brother wouldn't really beat him up. His brother would beat all of us up. But his parents would beat him really badly. But, so we decided not to tell him. His mom was cool about it too. So like, yeah, accidents happen. Or no, his mom was also on the, so I flip it. And I said my last words on that jet ski before it flipped was, I said to Daniel, jump. And then Daniel keeps saying, I was like, I believe I can fly. It said, bro, that was both of us. I jumped farther than I did at my track meet. And then I dived in, and I still had my J's on. I had my slides on, my Jordan slides on, the good ones too. They were about like $30, but they were still really comfy. And then one of them gets caught in the seaweed, and I'm like, oh dang, this is not gonna be good. But then it floats up onto my other foot. And then Daniel, his croc, he doesn't care about his shoes. He just cares about his life and the jet ski. So one of his crocs floats about 30 meters away, and then some dude grabs it and says, is this one of yours? And I say, yeah, it's his. And then I point at Daniel, and then he tosses it to Daniel, and then somehow it slides onto his foot. Yeah, and then the final one, how I dislocated my hip and popped it back in place, and without even popping it back in place, and without even knowing it was dislocated. So there we were, me and Grant jet skiing. Grant's chasing me. There's a huge wave boat, so there's huge freaking waves. And then I hit a wave, and I'm going as fast as the jet ski can go, so 47 miles per hour. And I hit it, and I fly, bro. I do the thing where my legs fly up in the air, and I'm still holding on. My shin still hasn't recovered, bro. And then I hit my shin on the side of the jet ski really hard. Same with my knee. I hit my jaw, which was busted at the time. Well, it wasn't busted, but it was still healing from being busted from my bike crash. And it still is healing. It felt like then my hip, I landed hard, and so my hip popped out of place, and I screamed in pain, and I quickly let go. I didn't let go of the handlebars. I should have though. I'm just kidding. Nah, I'm just playing with y'all. I quickly braked. I quickly pulled the brake. It was only me and Grant. So I quickly pulled the brake, and I stopped. And I just needed to stand up. Then it dislocated momentarily. So I stand back up. I stand up on the jet ski, in the front of the jet ski, leaning over the handlebars in pain, clutching my chin. And I say, bro, is my chin bleeding? Because it felt like it was bleeding. I wonder why. Totally, it's not like we're not on a ton of water. And then he said, nah, bro, it's just a little red. And I said, alright, so we go back to an island. Grant does some awesome tricks. And I'll wimp out. And yeah, that's that story. So yeah. I'm gonna finish this. 281 deaths. Let's go. Wonder how many everyone else got. Probably not as much as me. Alright, but yeah, that was the podcast for the day. So love y'all. See ya in the next podcast.